down, we have the face suit. So this video was uploaded and created by Reddit user Nude Robot Baby. The whole thing just makes me want to bleach my eyes out. Like, it makes me feel so uncomfortable. So according to this user, they were wearing a custom motion capture suit while dancing. And then, for some reason, he thought it would be a good idea to make himself a face suit to wear. And this was the final outcome. I don't know why he thought this was a good idea or like what the meaning behind this is, but it's surely creepy. When someone asked him why he did this, he replied with, "To appease the face lords." So, there's that. Moving on to number 9, we have the lost episode. And if you guys are liking this video so far, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because it really helps us out and I appreciate it. So, thank you. Now, I'm glad that this isn't a real Teletubbies episode because that is absolutely horrifying. Like, what is up with that giant man baby creature? But that's not all. This weird abstract video gets worse. Literally, this could be made into a horror movie. Like the Teletubbies come out of your screen and try and hunt you down or something. There's absolutely no explanation for this video. It was just posted by some guy in the Reddit forum Cursed. We don't know who made it or why. In our 8th spot, we have the haunted cupboard. So this video was posted into the Cursed subreddit by I Like Cake and Music. Well, me too. I unfortunately don't know where the original video is from, but it's from some TikTok video. Honestly, if I was home alone and saw that thing peering out of my cupboard, I think I would die. Like, that's absolutely horrifying and puts a new meaning on the word serial killer. Get it? Seriously, that is a cursed box of cereal. Also, what brand of cereal is that? Like, I've never seen such an evil face on a cereal box before. It's definitely not Honey Nut Cheerios or Raisin Bran, that's for sure. Moving on to number 7, we have the fish. Who here is a fan of fish? Maybe you like salmon or tuna or sushi. Well, this next woman loves fish, especially raw fish.
Mal gucken, ob ich das genauso kann wie die Robben. Keine Chance.
Okay, I'm sorry, that is too much for me. Not only would that be incredibly stinky, but that can't taste good at all. I'm just glad that she didn't chomp down on it. But still, why did she just put that whole thing in her mouth like that? What's she trying to prove? If she's trying to sell that fish, then she needs to be fired because that is not a good sales pitch at all. That poor fish. I just have so many questions. Coming in at number 6, we have the cursed pig. You know it's time to get off the internet when you come across a video like this. So this man's name is Johnny Ridlin, and he actually became famous on TikTok for posting weird videos just like this one. He now has 2.6 million followers on TikTok. So he literally gets paid to post weird stuff like this. I mean, personally, that's not my cup of tea, but if you like that stuff, then I guess check out his page. I'm just curious to know how this all started. Like, did he just wake up one day and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get dressed up like a pig and shout out on some beans? Like, who thinks like that? I mean, it worked. The video went viral and he's got a big following now. Maybe I gotta start doing stuff like that. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with the cursed home. So this video was shared in the cursed subreddit by a user named Teriak01. There's no description. The video is just titled The Cursed Home. So the video starts off with a creepy shot of some old stairs. In the background, we can hear muffled screaming. From there, something unexplainable happens. I literally can't describe it at all, so just take a look. Like, what is that? What did I just watch? I genuinely think that that video is cursed, and I'm getting bad vibes here, folks. Bad vibes. In our fourth spot, we have the hot dog ambassador. This is another video that I definitely need someone to explain. So this video was posted by Reddit user Hot Dog Ambassador. It appears to be someone in a hot dog outfit huddled in a corner while the cha-cha slide plays backwards. I mean, when the song is played normally, it's so fun and upbeat, you know, like right foot, let's stop. Left foot, hands on your knees, you get it. But it's just so unsettling played backwards. The video gets weirder when this person begins to freak out. I just hope that this mystery hot dog person is okay and not being held captive. Again, like most of these videos, I don't know what on earth is going on, but I'm definitely not here for it. I should also note that this goes on for a full 3 minutes. And at number 3, we have the cursed mom. If you ever thought your mom was annoying or strict, imagine having this woman as your mother. So again, there's no explanation for this video. It was just titled Cursed Mom, and it seriously creeps me out. There's just this weird old alien looking lady doing weird things in front of the camera. Sometimes it cuts to black, other times it cuts to static. That woman's face alone is nightmare fuel. You're lying to yourself if that video didn't freak you out. In our second spot, we have the cursed Krabby Patty. Let me start off by apologizing for what I'm about to show you.
Hey Patrick, eat me. Eat me.
Yeah, just let that all sink in. I can never look at SpongeBob the same ever again. But it gets worse. After Patrick eats SpongeBob, we see him traveling through his intestines.
Where am I? I must be in Patrick's intestines. How am I gonna get out of here?
You get the picture as to how he escaped. It's pretty disturbing. But again, that's not all. The video ends with Demon SpongeBob feasting on some bread and wine. This video actually makes my head hurt. And in our number 1 spot, we have the cursed ice cream.
There's good reason for my glistening skin, and how I shine, and how my pores are so clean and clear.
Now what you saw was actually a clip from an actual TV commercial. Yeah, they aired that. It's an advertisement for Little Baby's ice cream.
And nod, and hug, and high-five each other with great enthusiasm. This is a special time. Little Baby's ice cream. Ice cream is a feeling.
Apparently the company's goal was to have a very bizarre and unsettling commercial. And it worked because this ad went viral online. So they got a lot of promotion. Sadly, in November of 2019, Little Baby's permanently closed. All we have left is their super creepy advertisement.
I eat Little Baby's ice cream. It keeps me young. It keeps me light on my feet. I spring from activity to activity. I love my job. I love my life.
I have no clue how that actor did that. There's no way I would do something like that. Number one, I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. Number two, I don't want to be covered in marshmallow fluff. No, thank you. Number three, it's just weird and disturbing.
Coming into number 10, we have Blank Room Soup. Blank Room Soup is purportedly a dark web video leaked onto the surface web. Now I can't verify that, but the video is hella terrifying. We see a blindfolded man sitting at a table, crying and eating what looks like noodle soup. A big giant costume comes waltzing in with a scary kind of silent, creepy atmosphere. He comes and comforts the man, and the man starts crying and gagging, and soon enough another big costume of a featureless man comes in and pats him on the back too. The video is just 1 minute long, but it is absolutely terrifying. Theories surrounding the video are rife, not least on Reddit. Some say that the big costumes we see here were stolen from an actor who had something to do with this man's capture. All the theories seem to indicate that the soup eater is in some kind of peril. Some even say he's being forced to eat the soup that's laced with poison, meaning he'll die soon. Others are convinced that this is an art project. Let's have a final look, shall we? Coming in at number 9, we have Hamburger Lady. Now she is not as fun as she sounds. Who is the Hamburger Lady? I don't know. All I do know is that she is horrifying, and I like the sound of her. Hamburger Lady is a video that surfaced from the dark web 3 or so years ago. Now I have no idea how long it was below the surface for, but unfortunately it's here now. The video is spooky, and not just visually but audibly too. It's filled with chaotic and disorientating sounds, as well as a jumble of sentences, signs and signals. The captions spin a dark tale, saying that the mysterious Hamburger Lady is burned from the waist up and she can't hold on to things. The video also discusses the tubes in her arms and flashes up scary images of a girl in a mask. I have no idea what it means, and honestly, I don't care to. Coming in at number 8, we have Abducted and Imprisoned. This is allegedly a deep web video showing a young woman who has seemingly been kidnapped. As with a lot of so-called dark web videos, there isn't a lot of information here, but we see that the video was supposedly shot on the 14th of August, and it starts with a girl startling awake on the floor when a box falls to the ground. She later holds up a sign to the camera, which we assume is some kind of stream. She says she doesn't have any water and she begs for some more. She also appears to be wearing a shirt with the numbers 000656 written on them. Later the video ends as the barricade she has pushed against the door starts being broken down. It seems that someone is breaking in, and she is deathly afraid of who that may be. Where this video came from, no one can tell you, or no one will tell you anyway. Some people of the internet are hailing it as a fake, while others are pretty terrified. Coming into number 7, we have Corpus Christus. So this translates to the body of Christ, and I am not feeling this video's vibes, although I guess I'd be surprised if I was feeling any deep web video. It isn't really my bag. My bag's mainly filled with cute puppy videos and videos from my friend Molly Burke. Anyway, this video is creepy. It shows images of men, and I don't know, maybe the same man being tested on. The man's face changes from young to like weird and haggard, and I can't really tell if this is real life or animation or stop motion or a combination of all of them. Here is one of my least favourite clips. Things get creepy in the background too. The video culminates with the experimentation getting even worse and worse, with like a mouth cage thing. There are some wires in the head as well, I'm not sure what they're about. And finally, the corpus, the body, is ripped open at the chest by a strange spidery machine, and to be honest, I'm not a fan. This next video is short but really scary. Be warned, at number 6 we have The Unknown Creature Grabs a Baby. So this video is just 26 seconds long, and all of the action happens in the last 2 seconds. Before that, we're watching a video of a baby in what looks like a crib or something. The child seems like it's around the yearish mark, although it's quite hard to tell because the quality of the video isn't that great. The child is goo-goo and gargaring to itself when all of a sudden, well, watch. If we play that back, I do notice that the scary hand slips through the back of the cot just before the baby is grabbed and stolen away. Now the thing that worries me about this video is that I can't see a cut. I really hope it's fake, because even if this isn't a real monster or creature, grabbing a baby like that just isn't okay. Coming into number 5, we have Sad Satan. I feel like Sad Satan could sponsor Most Amazing Top 10. We've mentioned this video quite a lot. Sad Satan is purportedly a dark web video game that comes with a curse, although I'm not not sure what that curse is, it's just cursed. Nondescript curses are my favourite. Some Redditors who have attempted to decode the game say that it is providing instructions to kill. Others also think that when the game was originally on the dark web, it gave details of the player's whereabouts to a malicious group who could then track the gamer. YouTube channel Obscure Horror Corner lived up to their name when they shared a scary screen recording of the game playthrough on their channel, and honestly, it looks really intense. Far too intense for me. I think Spyro the Dragon is the crux of my gaming. It also sounds intense, and honestly, I don't like that. In the dark web video game, the player is walking down a shady alley and horrible radio signals start coming through. During the gameplay, from time to time, a blank screen appears with strange markings. Finally, at the end of the game, it cuts to a black screen in which the phrase "suffering doesn't end" appears. Great, let's just hope that that's a dramatic effect. Coming in at number 4, we have the Grifter. I do not like a close-up eyeball shot. No, I don't. Not only is the Grifter said to be from the dark web, it is also said to be cursed. Only a small section of the original video has reportedly been leaked to the surface web, and if the 67-second clip we can see is anything to go by, then you don't want to see the whole thing. But actually. According to 4chan, the most credible of sources, if you watch the whole video, you're at risk of being killed. Jolly D. The 4chan post said that the video came into circulation in 2008 and that those who watched it experienced nausea and nightmares. Some claim to have had their souls altered. A creepypasta based on the footage claims that those who have watched the full video have been killed. Great. So I'm not sure if that's the case. I'd still say that this video is probably nothing more than a creepy video, but it just isn't worth the risk. Coming into number 3, we have Cemetery. This video warns viewers not to watch it as it will enter their unconscious, and having seen this monstrosity, I think that we should all have heeded the video's advice. The video is just shy of 2 minutes long and is all kinds of religious and cemetery kind of satanic footage. What it means, I don't really know, and what it is doing on the dark web, well, I'd rather not speculate. Shall we have another look? Go on then. Okay, but I actually really don't like how this video ends. Coming in at number 2, we have Obedece a la Morsa. Weirdly, it seems that the title of this video is Spanish for Obey the Walrus. What walrus? Who is the walrus? I am the walrus. Cuckoo. No, Rebecca, now isn't the time for singing the Beatles, although I wish it was, because it would mean I'm not in this video. Now actually is the time for freaking out, because this video is too creepy for words. Although actually, this isn't the most amazing top 10 hand gestures, so I guess I'll try and use words to describe this dark web creep fest. So basically, word on this surface web is that La Morsa is a Latin cult. Is this their indoctrination video? I don't know. The video starts off with an animated face singing a nursery rhyme, and then all of that gets distorted and we see kaleidoscope colours. We then see what looks like an emaciated transgender dancer with horrifyingly jarring movements and wide eyes. They're also wearing a clown hat, which doesn't fly with me. The scariest moment is when the music cuts and this happens to the sound of a clock ticking. What is this walrus and why is it here? Now this video has had over 25 million views. Are there 25 million people in the walrus cult now? Finally, coming into number 1, heavy audience warning. This is really horrifying. I don't like it, but this is the number 1, it's a Russian snuff. I don't even know how to begin pronouncing the name of this video. Here it is written down on the screen for you. Can anyone from Russia watching translate this? Would I have read the title and been like, okay, not gonna watch it, because if so, knowing Russian would have been really handy. This video is extremely long and extremely disturbing. It's over an hour and a half, and I can't even show you the worst parts because we simply can't air this content on YouTube. I can't speak Russian, so I can't tell you what exactly is going on, but to me, it seems like Russian prisoners are forced to defile themselves on camera and then kill each other. At one point, a man in military wear poos on a plate, and actually it sounds funny, but trust me, it really isn't. The video ends in a lot of bloodshed, and I have to say it is one of the worst videos I've ever seen in my life, and no part of me doubts its authenticity. I wish I could go back in time and never ever watch it, but you clicked on this video, so you asked for this. Honestly, I'm feeling really sad right now. I just want to talk about Harry Potter and have a cup of tea. This is all I want from life. Is this too much to ask? Please?
Coming in number 10, we have the Croatian tape. The thing about found footage is it can easily be staged. There's no way of telling if what you're looking at is made by someone with the intention of freaking you out, or if it was actually the last moments of someone's life caught in a disturbing video. Well, that is what we have on our first point. The Croatian tape is said to be recorded in 2005, and no one has any idea of when it worked its way onto the internet. In the tape, there are two young boys who are just walking about late at night, and then they're approached by some strange man. There's a couple things that seem off about this dude. For one, he's stumbling around like he's drunk or disoriented, and two, he has some sort of canvas bag on his head like he's Jason from the first Friday the 13th movie. First, this guy seems harmless. It seems like maybe he's lost, but then he starts to get aggressive and chase after the boys. They outrun him and make it back to their apartment building, and right when they think that they're safe, they see this in the elevator.
Thank you, God. Yes.
Now, this could have all been staged. I mean, how on earth did this baghead guy make it back to the elevator? But they might have been messing around with something supernatural that tracked them down. Coming in at number 9, we have the Paris catacombs footage. If someone invites you to come down into some catacombs for exploring, just say no. That's not a fun place to be, especially when you're in Paris. Why would you spend your time walking around with a bunch of old bones when you could be eating croissants until you need a forklift to sit upright? Well, in Paris, someone thought it would be a good idea to take a break from gorging on baguettes to look at some rotting bones. This is some of the most terrifying found footage I have ever seen. You have a POV shot of someone walking through this tunnel system. For the most part, everything seems normal, but then they start to panic. I don't know if it's the strange markings all over the walls that starts to freak him out, or maybe he got lost, or maybe he heard something, but it doesn't matter because he just starts running. As he's running, you can tell that he has no idea where he's going, and eventually he drops his camera and makes off into the darkness. Let's take a look at this man's panic.
Are pictures of bones.
The video shows the man exploring, but he soon begins to panic. He runs through the maze of tunnels and his breathing gets heavy. As he is running, you can hear and tell the man is freaking out.
Now, we have no idea why this guy started to panic or what happened to him after. The catacombs are like a maze that go on for miles in every direction, so there's a good chance that he got lost down there and was never seen again, or that whatever he was running away from caught up with him. Coming in at number 8, we have doorbell cam. There is nothing better than looking through some videos from your doorbell only to find a creeper walking close to your house. What could be worse than that? Well, what about a dude caught in the act of creeping around your house? I'm about to show you a man who was caught wandering around someone's home, and then they came right up to their door and did this.
He proceeds to knock and ring the doorbell.
The owner of this home woke up to a notification coming from their phone that someone was at their door. You know, sometimes I think it's weird that our lives are becoming so automated, but when you see something like this, you would be happy to have a camera on the front of your door. This person kept trying to work their way into the home in one of the strangest attempts I have ever seen. He rings the doorbell and then tries to break in afterwards. The man is probably deranged and had no idea what was going on. Coming in at number 7, we have the mysterious noise. Now, even when found footage doesn't have something that is explicitly creepy about it, like a dude with a bag on his head chasing you down the street, there can be something strange and creepy to it that just leaves a weird feeling in your stomach. That's how people feel about the Paraguayan camcorder footage. It would seem to be some sort of strange home video that has several different scenes spliced together. It follows a group of teens and all the footage is extremely grainy, which makes sense because the footage is apparently from the 90s. But then there comes this noise. You can hear that strange humming in the background. Now, while this is probably some static that was picked up because the recording is on a very old device, some other people think that this could be a curse of sorts. That if you listen to the full tape, it will bring a dark energy into your life as if you were watching the tape from The Ring. Coming in number 6, we have the South Korean ferry incident. Back in 2014, a ferry in South Korea would take on way too many cars and passengers. Now, even though the vessel should have been able to handle this many people on board, the waves were rough that day and the ship ended up tipping on its side. This is some of the footage from inside the ship.
수연아, 마지막 진짜 팔기 보소. 나도. 우리 이렇게 바다로 헤엄쳐서 이렇게 될 거야. 수연아, 자, 이번엔 네가 들고 있어. 나 이제 토할 것 같거든. 자.
This entire video is about 20 minutes long, and throughout most of it, no one really seems to think that they're in any danger. They are convinced that the people around them will all be saved when their rescue comes. Unfortunately, they were wrong, and many people that day were not saved. Coming in at number 5, we have the skeleton at the door. Having a doorbell camera might bring in more stress into your life than you would think. Let me show you this footage, and then you can see how stressful it would be to see something like this happen at the front of your house.
With a piece of tape. The homeowner got an alert that motion was detected on the porch, and upon checking the footage was ready to grab his gun. It's not known what was done while the tape was covering the camera.
You see a creepy skeleton come out of the darkness and then cover up the camera to your door. Now apparently this didn't lead to anything. It was probably just some kids goofing around, but some kids goofing around can make you feel like your home is about to get broken into by the undead. Coming in at number 4, we have a towering flame. This is one of the most famous cases of found footage in the 90s. When you hear the start of this, you will literally think it's a plot for a B movie, but this is really what happened. It was in California, and on the side of the road there were some old cassettes that were found. On these tapes was a recording of a massive blaze. It was a house that had been set on fire. Here is some of the footage from that tape.
Asexual turn-ons.
That is just a taste of the whole thing. The rest of the footage goes on for about 4 minutes. You can hear people laughing, and you can only assume that those were the people who lit the fire. For a while, this was just a tall tale and some creepy footage, but eventually the tape made it onto Unsolved Mysteries, and through this, the people were able to track down the culprits. It turned out to be 2 teenagers who were both arrested and tried for their crimes. Coming in at number 3, we have an oncoming train. This footage is some of the most infuriating and depressing footage on this list. It comes from a movie shoot in 2014 when a crew was filming a movie about Greg Allman. They were on a train bridge and they thought that they had all day to shoot, but there was something that the director didn't tell them. The director had contacted the city to get permission to shoot on the bridge, but they were denied the right to shoot twice. Then the crew had to rush off the bridge while the train was barreling towards them. Unfortunately, not everyone was able to make it out of the way of the train safely. When everything was said and done, the production company was sued and had to pay out over $3 million, and the director was thrown in prison for manslaughter. Coming in at number 2, we have No Through Road. There have been a lot of theories about No Through Road. On the footage, there are 4 English teens driving around late at night until they get lost. Eventually, they get to a dead end and try to work their way back, and their car stalls. Then they are confronted by this.
Jay, just give me the... What are you doing? Turn it back on.
It's not me. I can't.
Turn the bloody lights on.
Now that seems pretty terrifying. What on earth do you think that thing is? It looks like it could have just been a regular man, but the rest of the footage is too gruesome for me to show you here. It cuts some of the previous footage on the camera in between these young men being attacked by this strange figure. Now, when you watch it, I would guess that this is a very well put together project from a few teens who wanted to make a short horror movie. But when you dig deeper into the story, the rumors say that the car was found with blood all over it, and there was only the tape left in the car. And coming in the number 1 spot, we have the Stephen McDaniels footage. This is by far some of the most chilling footage that you could ever see. Stephen McDaniels was a very troubled person. He was classmates with Lauren Giddings, and even though the two barely interacted, he had an obsession with her. Without her knowing, he would creep outside her window and film her. Here's some of that footage. Just seeing that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. This entire time, Lauren had no idea that there was someone outside her apartment, and it was the last day of school when Stephen would break into her apartment. The police were later notified and found the footage I just showed you on Stephen's computer. Stephen is currently in prison, and there's a good chance he will never be released.